Welcome back. We're still touring the monastery, speaking to everyone, so let us pretty much carry on that. So we've got Dude and Dimitri and some blue thingies. I see them. Petra over there. Closer. Thank you.
Even though there is to be a ball, we still have a mission. It would be nice if this month passed by in peace.
That was it? Okay.
It seems the dastards who set Remire village aflame have yet to be apprehended. Monsters. Trampling mercilessly over innocent lives. They deserve a gruesome end.
Now, on the topic I was on about in the previous part, in terms of like the game feeling a bit slow, is like, are other Fire Emblems like this, where it's sort of like you have to do the whole monastery section, like interact with people? Just wondering if that's a new thing or something, because it's just... Again, the game would be more snappy. Just wondering if I could go up there. It's like, wait a minute. Can I go up there? No. Oh. Yeah, it'd be more snappy, more interesting if you could just get to the next battle, and then it'd be like, oh, that'd actually be alright.
Dancing of Fódlan is not the same as dancing from Brigid. The reason is, maybe that the music has many differences. In Brigid, dancing is different for each person. Our dancing has vigor and ferocity. There is no speech of technique for our dancing.
Oh.
Ah, the ball. It reminds me of my first such event, back in the Imperial capital. It was held by my father, the Prime Minister. I really showed off my dancing skills. Everyone was quite impressed with me.
I might look up some reviews and stuff. I don't know. So it's one of those things where it's like, just see if people have a similar opinion, because I don't know. Because again, it's like, I don't hate the game. It's just sort of like, it almost feels like the monastery bit gets in the way, I'd say. But anyway, I'll shut up about that now. It's like, I've gone on about that quite a bit in the previous part. It's like, that's just sort of like my final conclusions of how I feel. So there you go.
Someone entered the old chapel. I think the townsfolk used it for feasts and such in the past. With that whole Tomas business, you can't blame the church for being on edge.
I'd like to learn more about this Tomas fellow and like what he's actually been up to for all these years.
So, Tomas the librarian was a bad guy? But he always seemed so nice. Oh, come on, Self, you're better than this. You promised you'd be on top of things this month.
Come on, Self. You refer to yourself as Self rather than your name. Seems strange.
Come now. Another month full of chaos. I've barely had time to catch my breath. What is the objective of Tomas and his ilk? And what makes Flame so special? Does that not bother you?
Not really. I mean, yes, it does, but still. Is it you? It is?
There's a certain gentleman I'd like to invite to a rendezvous at the Goddess Tower. However, I can't imagine he'd be interested in a sheltered ingenue like myself. It's hard to pluck up the courage when that's where my thoughts always take me.
That's Katie's voice. I don't think I've heard a proper character with her voice yet, so it's like, I don't think. Unless she's doing a really good job and I haven't noticed. It's entirely possible. I always like it when voice actors surprise me. Does that mean that to me shows like how well they're working? I'm like, whoa, you're so well there. Can you open up? Hello? Whoa. Alright then. We just died and became a ghost and just went through that.
What happened in Remire was indescribable. The whole village burned to the ground. So many were left without even a home to return to. Thankfully, Her Grace the Archbishop has invited those who lost everything to stay at Garegg Mach. I pray that they will be able to return to their once peaceful lives as soon as possible. Until that day, we of the Church must join together and do all that we can to help them rebuild.
Indeed we must. Indeed we must. I like it. This is the strange thing. Like going on with like praising the game now. Like, I do like these random NPCs. Like these give like more flavor to like the church and stuff like that. I like that. I get an understanding of like how they fit into society, etc. I like it.
Professor.
A ball? I don't think I'll partake.
It's the sort of thing like Cold Steel did that passively through its main story. despite people not thinking it did. It did. Whereas this one, it doesn't do that so much. So it's like, it's nice to get that from these little NPCs all over the place.
Hello, Professor. The ball will soon be upon us. I can feel my heart fluttering already. I have never danced in front of people before. Not even once in all my life. I am very much looking forward to it.
Well, I hope you have fun. Indeed. Let's go over here. Then we'll return back to the statues. Ash! I get Ash in the group. It's like, it seems to be growing on me for some reason.
Last month was... well, you know even better than I do. I hope this one will be more cheerful. This ball, though, I don't know. It's all new to me.
I didn't expect to be turned around, walk up, and some other character just there going, ugh. So that was not what I thought was going to happen.
Need something?
Yes. Reason would be good.
This one? You're all set.
Indeed. Say we get the flying as well, because I feel like we're heading to a point where the characters that have flying will come into it.
You're all set. See you again soon.
See you again soon. That's not what I wanted. Let's see. Let's go off to the dormitory. Then we'll see about what we want to do with some of the other characters. There's no one here from the looks of it. Really? No. Should have checked that before I came here, really. Any blue things? I think there'd be stuff about Tomas here. That would be interesting, like find a book on a shelf or something. Maybe that's it? Maybe that's it there? No. Just bait. Right, so it's clickbait. It's not. Just, yeah, I thought I'd say that for some reason. I don't know anything about it. Why did I say that? Where did you come from?
Really?
Really? Cyril's sneer.
Nah, Tomas wouldn't betray the church. I don't believe it. I won't believe it. There's some people in the church who hate people like me who are from Elmira, but Tomas was always real kind. But if he really was Lady Rhea's enemy, well, I'd defend her against anybody, no matter how kind they'd been in the past.
Alright, so we've got 3 more characters to basically interact with before we do stuff. So what I might do... Well, I'll get to that when we get to that. Yes.
Garegg Mach Monastery is said to have been completed during the ethereal moon. Why, 995 years ago, as a matter of fact. That's rather a long time ago, don't you think? Every year, a ball is held to celebrate the founding, and every 100 years, a very special celebration takes place. It's a grand festival involving all of Garegg Mach. It is thrilling to read of past festivals, and I'm rather excited to experience one for myself. Once in a lifetime, eh? The next one in 5 years will mark a millennium. Should be quite an event. Do you imagine you'll still be here teaching then?
We shall see, won't we? Right, next. Don't want to... Oh, hello. Oh, Lefthar. We don't want to speak to Rhea yet. Oh, hello.
I have looked into Tomas, but I just cannot make sense of this at all. From his behavior up until now, I never would have suspected that a man like him could turn on us. I have also discovered that his appearance has changed. It is almost as if he is not even human. What in the world is going on?
What's that? We're definitely getting that. It's like we've only got 1 more left. Okay. We did have that tea party though, didn't we?
Before the ball, it is customary that we host a competition of dance known as the White Heron Cup. The students are quite fond of this tradition. Each house must select a representative to compete. Their dance shall be judged by its beauty, grace, and technique. The student who is deemed the winner will be given the opportunity to train as a dancer, should they so please. It is a very precious thing, the gift of dance. I hope that you and your students will choose to participate. May I ask a favor of you?
The White Heron Cup dance contest takes place at the beginning of week 3. Select a student to represent your house by the end of week 2. Your selected student may learn a unique way to inspire their allies in combat. Okay. So, well, I'm going to do that. I thought I saw a blue thing over there then. It's like, nope. Alright, so let's actually head back and speak to Caspar. Looks like Sylvain wants to speak to us as well, because he had a speech bubble. There's several speech bubbles appeared now. Okay.
I can't believe that. First, I can't.
Yes, because I want to actually give you these other things that we got.
Me? Thanks for.
And now we'll try and recruit you.
Hey, Professor. Here to cause some trouble? No? Well, whatever then.
Well, I tried. Right, so let's speak to everyone again, apparently.
Great work in Remire Village, Professor. Who would have ever guessed it was Tomas? But no. Now isn't the time to get lost in gloomy thoughts. The ball is almost here, and the White Heron Cup dance contest. So, Professor, who will be representing our class?
Should I choose Sylvain as our house representative? No.
I get it. No worries, really. I'd rather see a beautiful person dancing instead of some goof like me.
Okay, so if it's going to be the same for all of them, let's think about who we want from our group. Because that's what it wants. Need to do support as well. Okay, so roster. Who would we want to represent us? Raphael! Of course. I mean, come on. It's Raphael. Everyone loves Raphael.
The ball is coming up soon. I am so excited. I can't wait to fill up on food while everyone's dancing. I even heard there'll be some prime cuts of meat. Apparently, there's supposed to be a dance contest too. I think it's called the White Heron Cup. Who's gonna represent our class? I can do it if you haven't picked someone else.
Should I choose Raphael as our house representative in the White Heron Cup dance contest? Yes, because he's awesome.
You made the right choice, Professor. Everyone's gonna think my moves are hilarious.
If you speak to the White Heron Cup representative, you can give them one dance lesson. Do so and their charm will increase. Do that now then.
Hey, Professor. You want to teach me some winning dance moves?
Yes. Oh my. Is that it? I was expecting more to happen. Woo!
That looks pretty good, right? I think I can win this thing.
Right then. So, where to now? It's Manuela we wanted, wasn't it? Where is she? Where's Manuela? It said about speaking to Manuela. Pick a student at the dance contest. That's what I've done that. Oh, I see. There's a thingy there. Why has Shamir got a thing? A bubble.
Hey. What's this about? The ball? Knights don't participate. It's an event for students, but it does pique the interest of some knights in particular. Alois can't dance, but I hear he likes to watch. He volunteered to judge the White Heron Cup. Not that I care.
Oh, I'd have expected more there. Let's see here with the quest. Like, yeah, Lady Rhea. I've already done that, so let's see if she's finished the quest then. Well, I've done it. So let's pick a student to enter the dance contest. Like, I'd have expected more to happen then. Right, so we haven't got any more points to use. So what do we want to do? I think we'll get through the support. Get that out of the way. Claude and Raphael, yes.
Whew.
Time to rest.
Hey, Raphael. This scene, why is it oddly familiar?
It's almost like this stuff is drawn to me whenever I'm in town. I'm just happy I can use my muscles to help out around here.
But isn't your goal to become a knight? Running errands isn't exactly a knight's job.
I heard that proper knights always help those in need. Isn't that right?
Well, you're not wrong, but I think most people would consider that only a small part of a knight's duty. A knight's main function is to fight and defend, don't you think? That said, I'll agree that helping anyone and everyone who needs it makes you a remarkably virtuous person, which is even better.
If someone virtuous becomes a knight, they'll be a virtuous knight, right? That's about as proper as you can get.
Yes, I suppose so. I, for one, would certainly look for virtue in any knight that I recruited.
So you're saying I'm the type of knight you want to hire for House Regan?
Absolutely. If I somehow actually manage to become the head of my house, that is. I can't see into the future, but you have my word that I'll do all I can to help make your dream a reality. That is, if you're actually able to let somebody help you out rather than helping out the whole world by yourself.
I'm not going to stop helping others, but you can do me all the favors you want. All this talk of being proper is making me hungry. For my first favor, why don't you bring me a snack?
Right, here's a big boy, needs some food, doesn't he? Yes. Claude and Shamir accidentally pressed down, so anyway.
There's really no better place for my midday nap than under the shade of a nice big tree. The twittering of the little birds. It's like they're singing a lullaby just for me. Ah! Is that a dagger? Am I being ambushed?
Claude, why are you lazing about? You should be training.
Shamir! Is this your doing? Talk about unfriendly. Another inch and you would have sliced my handsome nose clean off my roguishly beautiful face.
But I didn't. Fortunately for you.
You know, if you wanted to give me a talking to, you could have done so with your words instead. That's how most people do the talking thing.
Conversation was not my intention.
Well, what then? A prank? That's not better. I thought we were under attack. I could have died from the shock.
Look closely at the dagger.
Is that... Right. Here's a poor spider impaled on it.
A poisonous spider. The tiniest bite from which can cause fever, headache, and relentless vomiting. Or worse.
Yikes. I guess this little guy is more vicious than he looks.
I noticed it descending towards your face.
Ah, so you saved me from a certain doom. Well, in that case, I'm sorry for questioning your motives. I promise to repay the favor someday.
I'll keep that in mind.
Wow, so that's what the greatest sniper of all the knights is capable of. Absolutely incredible.
Someone to look up to, yes. Right, so Claude again, and Lysethia this time.
As you can see, if we were to face an enemy on this terrain, I would go here, and you would go here.
Hang on. If we're trying to repel the enemy, I should be positioned there, correct?
Huh? I'm not sure that's the best idea. Take a closer look at this map. See, there's a graveyard over here. Might run into some of those ghosts you hate so much.
Claude, will you knock it off already? So help me. If you continue treating me like a child, I'll...
Easy there. I'm sorry, okay? Just don't start blasting off any spells in here.
I've more pride than to turn an unarmed soldier to cinders. It wouldn't kill you to speak to me as an equal when we're discussing matters as serious as this.
Actually, I see you as more than an equal. There's no questioning the power you wield. And I was being serious about the formation just now. The bit about the ghosts was just me having fun with you. Or trying to. You're so smart, I figured you'd catch on to that right away. But back to the formation. Can you see why I arranged it like I did? The area I want you to guard requires the ability to adapt to an ever-changing situation. Who else could I trust with such a difficult task? You're my best bet for something like that.
Perhaps that's true.
Think back to the times we fought together. When have I ever treated you like a child on the battlefield? I depend on you, Lysithea. I value your power almost as much as I do Teach's.
Truly?
I swear to you on all of Fódlan, I'd like to have my fun, but I wouldn't joke about something like that. I consider you a valued ally. I'll stop now before I inevitably drift back into teasing you again. Just know that I meant every word, okay?
Fair enough then. From here forward, see to it that you treat me with the respect of an equal. And I admit that you are not short on talent yourself, but don't go getting a big head over it.
I will say during that scene is like Claude's VA is doing a fantastic job, because that little chuckle he did during that was just gave, well, there's no way of putting it, more character to the character. It's like it felt like a real conversation, because they can feel very stilted in these sort of things just because of how it's laid out, etc. Like, but no, he has made me appreciate Claude more and his character just because of that little chuckle. It's just, yeah. It's just nice to hear. It's like, that's what I want. Just that little bit of like almost ad-libbing in a way, isn't it? But yeah. So anyway, who are we doing? Lorenz and Hilda.
Ah, there's yet another option.
Lorenz, what are you doing?
Oh, hello, Hilda. I'm using these pieces to represent soldiers on the battlefield. This will allow me to better visualize concepts of strategy.
Very good. Is it fun?
Oh, it is utterly engrossing. Look, swap out just certain pieces for others, and the board completely changes. Then, even considering the same types of units, employing different individuals calls for a new set of plans.
Oh, I see. Or I kinda see. It's hard for me to grasp really complex things like this.
Nonsense. It's thanks to your many requests that I've been adapting my fighting style of late. Working to accommodate you has convincingly shown me how essential it is to rethink tactics on a continual basis. After all, the risk of getting hurt is greatly reduced if you are prepared for any situation. So now I will be ready for anything.
Lorenz, you're so wonderful, I'm at a loss for words. I'm not just saying that to flatter you either, honestly.
Tell me something, Hilda. Did you make all of these ludicrous requests of me purely so that I might have the opportunity to develop myself? Because if so, I am deeply moved. Thank you for caring so thoughtfully and passionately for my personal growth.
You're welcome.
If you will permit me to return the favor, I do have one request to make of you. Will you hear me out?
I'm not usually one for fielding requests, but I can make an exception in your case, I suppose.
I would be so pleased to have the opportunity to observe you in action, in the heat of battle. Would you be so kind as to oblige me?
Oh, very well. You've convinced me. But if it gets too intense, you'll help me out, right?
I did enjoy that. Just because of like he'll just like basically digging her own grave, essentially. I can't believe we've done on the support then. That feels strange. Right, so we're out of points, we're out of time here in this, aren't we? So let's get out of here. Finish. Go on then, instruct manually. Let's see here. It's doing well. Claude, it's like I could still see it going like being like, ah, he's the Flame Emperor. So it's like it might. This is the thing. If he does become the Flame Emperor, does he leave the group? I don't know. So sort of like, should I be doing up his stuff? I don't know. See, that'll be the thing. That'll be a nice thing. Like if one of your group disappears, like sort of like that's the thing. They're meant to have like the potential to die. I've not had that yet. Although I've probably just jinxed myself by saying that. Just gotta be careful there. Okay, so who else? Again, I want to do up the characters that I have used quite a bit. Yes. Whoa.
I feel like I get it now.
Indeed. Marianne? And Shamir. obviously bows.
Like-
Alright, so let's begin. Let's change the group tasks. Because, again, I still do want to get Hilda's up, though. We'll leave it.
I got a question.
I was gonna say, like ask away then. Like, I've got a question. Are you gonna ask it? What? Ask what? I'm real happy here, but there's somebody who has up and decided to take pity on me about asking. It's real darn irritating, and I want them to know. I just don't know how I can make myself understood. Have an honest conversation with them.
I think I get it.
I don't think you do. Ooh.
Professor.
People are calling me a thief, but I would never be doing bad things. It is because I am moving very quickly without my enemies noticing. This is why I must be learning the bow and sword. No. Gonna disagree on that one. Shamir would like to speak to you, yes?
Hey, Professor. The students seem to like you.
That they do, it would seem that way.
And you're not modest about it. I like that. Still, I can't deny that you've got skills. It's a little strange, to be completely honest. I had my doubts, but they were right to make you a professor.
I was surprised too.
I'd be suspicious of their true intentions, if I were you. But what's it matter? Seems like it turned out just fine for you. I'll admit, it's unbelievable that you used to be a mercenary. I was a merc before coming here, but I can't imagine pulling off your fancy tactician act. I freeze up near royals and nobles.
You were a mercenary?
I was. My family had nothing when I was growing up. There were too many mouths to feed, so I left. Joined up with some mercs for the pay. The work suited me, but I never liked having to bow and scrape to our noble employers. And that's what I like about being a knight. I get to punch all the nobles I want. I'm joking. But the knights do make a good business partner.
Business partner?
I don't believe in the Church of Seros. It makes me a bit of an anomaly among the knights.
Rhea took me in, so I became a knight to repay my debt to her.
I may be a knight, but it still feels like I'm doing the same things I did as a merc. Who knows, though? Maybe you and I will end up working together again, like at Deirdre. Us knights are a pretty tough crew. I'm guessing you'd run circles around us, though.
I'm interested to see where your path leads you.
As am I. Bling bling. Whose birthday is it? Just give us some flowers.
So much! We won't even break a sweat!
I'm glad it's you. Finally done. Not bad.
I mean, that felt like the correct response of Bernadette. It's like she wouldn't like the tea party, would she? Based on her cliche.
One step before the next step.
Indeed.
I'm really getting the hang of this.
The 14th. I'm very intrigued, by the way, to see what happens when we skip. It's like, that's a potential thing to do. Let's have a look at the battles we have got. So, I don't know. I'll see about that in the next part, though. Because like, we'll end this part here. In the next part, we'll start by pressing skip. Actions during your skip time will be automated, so it will assume I've done stuff. Just want to see what happens. Don't know if I should. I just want to see. I want to do one. May not do it for like the rest of the things. I just want to do one. So anyway, we'll see you in the next part. Ta-ta for now.